on Whistler Mountain, and today we're talking about wax. Skis and snowboards are high performance pieces of equipment, and you need to make sure they're waxed right and maintained properly. It's a speed sport. You don't need a lot of speed, but you need to have enough, and wax is the way to make sure that happens. We put oil into our cars, we pay attention to the maintenance of our expensive gear, as we should with skis. Waxing your own boards gets you up close and personal. So today we're going down to TMC Freeriderz, one of Whistler's first free ride shops, and we're going to talk to our boy Colin about how to wax and maintain your boards properly. It's a bit of a process, but it's worth it.
Hey, my name's Colin from TMC Freeriderz Pro Shop in Whistler, and today we're going to be talking about the importance of waxing and maintaining your skis. Here at the shop, we make our own wax called Choco Wax. It's eco-friendly, it's biodegradable, and it's fast as hell. Well, definitely when you take the time to wax your skis, it actually forces you to take a look at the base, take a look at the edges, take a look at the sidewalls, all the little parts of the ski, and that helps you spot the little problems that spring up before they turn into big problems. So the first thing that you want to do before you wax your skis is make sure that you're starting with a nice clean dry base. Well, another thing too, you want to just make sure that your edges don't have any burrs or little bits of sharp bits sticking up that'll actually scratch your iron or stop your iron from gliding freely along the base of the ski, because if it gets stuck on things like that and you hold it still on the base for too long, it's not very good. It burns the base and it's really bad for your skis. So the iron that you're going to want to use for waxing is usually going to be a flat-based iron. You don't want to use a clothes iron, because once you use a clothes iron for waxing, you can never use it for clothes again because the wax gets stuck in all the little steam holes. Set your iron to about 120 degrees, somewhere between 120 and 130. You don't want to go much hotter, or you can burn the wax and actually hurt the bases of your skis. Now you're going to want to start down at the tail of your ski and drip wax in a sort of snake fashion from edge to edge along the base of the ski. And so that I don't end up wasting any wax, I like to start by doing about the first third of the ski and then start ironing the wax in. Personally, when I am just spreading the wax, I like to use a nice little circular motion, which makes sure that the wax spreads evenly from edge to edge. Once I've spread the wax all across the ski, then you can start doing a little bit of slower, tip to tail movements, and with a little bit of pressure, which helps to push the wax down into the base, and it really gets a nice uniform melt. And you could really tell as you're moving the iron across the skis, you could see it in the texture that the ski is actually sucking that wax in, and that's the only wax that matters, is the wax that absorbs into the base of the ski. I suggest leaving the wax on for about 5 to 10 minutes tops, just to let it kind of cool down to room temperature, and then you're going to want to use a nice sharp scraper to scrape it off. You don't want to use a metal scraper for scraping wax, because metal scrapers actually can scratch the base of the ski and ruin that nice texture that the base of your ski has. So you just want to make sure you use a nice plastic scraper with nice sharp edges, and just go ahead and scrape tip to tail. You want to hold the scraper at about a 45-degree angle in your hand, pushing with a nice amount of pressure, and the wax should come off in a nice steady stream, kind of like a roll off the end of the scraper. And you want to make sure that you scrape off all of the extra wax, because the extra wax that you leave on the ski actually will cause more friction with the snow. So once you've got all the wax off, you're going to want to start with a nice stiff bristled brush and brush all the extra wax out of the structure of the ski, making sure to use a good amount of pressure and going tip to tail with this brush as many times as you need to get all that extra wax out of the structure of the ski. So the next step is you're going to want to use a brush with softer bristles. Now I like to use this one to follow up with the stiff bristle brush and give it 1 or 2 passes back tip to tail again, which just helps clear off that extra wax that the stiff brush took off. And then you use this brush to kind of do a little bit of a zigzag pattern down the base of the ski, and it just gives it a bit of a nice finished look, and again, it helps clean off all that extra wax that the stiff bristle brush took off. Now, the last step is you're going to want to use a nice cork here. Now what the cork does is it gives a nice final polish, and it makes sure that the base is perfectly smooth and it's going to be ready to go up there and go super fast. So you want to use the cork, again, just like the stiff bristle brush, running tip to tail along the ski with a good amount of pressure. And when you're done, you can actually see that the ski is quite a bit shinier and it's really nice and smooth. And it's that final polish that really makes the skis super fast. And I mean, the shinier the ski, the faster it's going to be. So, you know, it seems like a lot of work, but when you think about it, like I said, skis really are an investment. You spend a lot of money on them, and if you want to really have a good time, then it's best to just take care of your skis. And quite honestly, the faster your skis are going, the more fun you're going to have, because who doesn't like to go fast, right?